Secretary General for 3 years. Now I'm national president, so I'm on an obligation to keep this bar more cohesive, more vibrant, more peaceful. Please don't hold people responsible. So we encourage healthy conversation as we go to Ganta. So I can assure you the deliberation in the interest of this country, in the interest of the Liberia National Bar Association, and whatever the outcome will be, whether Councilor Obama will no longer be president of the bar, I'm sure the convention will be able to debate that, whether I will resign or I remain national president. All of that will be led to the convention, which is the highest decision-making organ of the bar.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. President,
we disagree to agree.
Is there any particular part of the view that we want to capture? Any particular part of the view that we want to capture?
National president, and having taken that very strong position against the Supreme Court, which was within the confine of the LMDA, within the confine of
let's listen to it, because he might come up with something that might come up with something that
unity in the house. We'll continue to work towards that. This bar will be kept afloat, will be kept unified. This bar will keep on engaging, whether I'm here, if I'm here, whether I'm on leave, or I remain as national president. The bar will continue to be independent and professional membership organization that will continue to play its role in the body politic of our country.
let me just clarify before we take the next one.
Why should they want to do that? I mean, I think I don't know reason why you think people will stay away from the convention. Supreme Court, the Chief Justice is in the country. He is going to be at the convention. Just today, I saw the former Chief Justice, who came here to pay convention fees. So the exuberance is so high, the momentum is so high. Why would people want to stay away from the bar? Doesn't belong to me. I don't own the bar. I only am the president of the bar, and maybe one of the most popular presidents ever in the history of the bar. So there's no contradiction. And so we have endeavored over the years to make this bar to be formidable, unified, independent, professional, and we'll endeavor to do that even going forward.
Thank you very much. My name is Punya Phillips. I'm the physician and author. I work for the Nina Growing Speaker.
All right, now hold the video, guys. We can play all the video. We got guys all the topic. We can play all the video. Hold the video, Alex.
$200.
Hold the topic. Thank you. I think the message there is clear. Thank you. I think the message there. Let's meet you, please. Okay, thank you. He has taken over, and the bar is going to have the Congress, and that Congress will be the most talked about Congress ever in the history of the bar. He has been there for as a Secretary General, and now he is the president of the bar. Whatever other people has to say, he's not concerned about it. I think we can capture that and talk about that. Whatever he said, I'm going to be the same question coming on him, whatever.
it's a press conference, so you can't predict what kind of question the journalist will ask. That's why I said let's continue it. Something with press will ask, it will be of interest for us to discuss. But since we have cut it off, we won't know what other press people will ask questions. That was only the first part of the question, but there were other journalists who asked different questions about subject of Prophet Keith and other things that we missed because we didn't listen to the whole press conference.
But this is a conversation. We can play the entire video while we're watching it.
Right.
We can want to take episode of the video that we find interesting. We can cut it and play it, and then we speak to it. But to play the entire video while we go through the questioning, it's just not a right format. But anybody want to speak to it, let's do that, or else we'll find let's go to another topic.
Well, I feel that the press conference, they call it conflict of interest press conference. I feel that a sound and principled lawyer, when appointed to a government position, will step aside from the Bar Association. So no, I feel that he didn't address the conflict of interest.
Well, I think the first and foremost, the Liberal National Bar is a legal entity. It was established on February 4th, 1907. So that institution has been around for a very long time, and it has members. The members of the Liberal National Bar Association are lawyers. They should know the law or the laws of the Republic of Liberia, particularly so as the Liberal National Bar was created. There is an act, and I'm sure those lawyers in Liberia, they have obligations to determine whether or not their president can occupy two positions at the same time. If they believe so, they can call for an extraordinary conference to allow them, a convention, so to speak, to allow them to make a decision as to whether or not they will allow the president to occupy the position as president of the Liberal National Bar, and at the same time as commissioner for the Law Reform Commission. What is more important for us and for Liberians is that the LMBA was established for the sole purpose of making sure that Liberians have equal opportunity to justice in the country. And that should be our focus, to make sure whoever that is president or acting president, if Varmas resigns, they should be there to ensure that Liberians get justice at all levels. And the justice not to be of person or institutions, justice in the interest of everyone. For me, Varma's position, it is indeed his right. And I think that's the essence of democracy. To say, well, I will not step down, I can occupy the two positions because there's no law saying so. Now, those other lawyers who are in the country, they should be also say, look, we cannot allow this to happen. You can't occupy, you will not function properly. So if they think their president cannot perform the duties as assigned to him by their election, by their vote, they have the right to call for an extraordinary convention, and they can take a decision on him. Or if the national legislature thinks otherwise, that because the LMBA was created as a result of lawmakers making decisions, they can also make a decision as to, look, this is conflict of interest, and these are the laws. So we will not allow that to happen. They can call on the president to take a decision on him or ask him to resign. Now, where are we going with this issue and leaving Liberia's problem? There's so much issues to be discussed. There's so much issues for the government to tackle. It's up to Broca. Broca knew that he was president of the Liberal National Bar Association, and President Broca went ahead and appointed him without asking. President Broca went and said, "Look, you must either decide to stay as president of the Liberal National Bar Association, or you take the position I have to offer you." But if Broca sat there and you saw that the president of the Liberal National Bar Association is still occupying the position, and you appointed him, and Varma is still believing that he can occupy the two positions, let's ask the question, is Broca accepting the reality that Varma can adequately perform the two functions at the same time? If the answer is no, then we blame Joseph Broca for that. If the answer is yeah, then Broca believes. We can also blame him. He believes that this individual, Varma, Councillor Varma, can also occupy these two positions. So for us now, we should right to appoint Councillor Varma, the president of the Liberal National Bar Association, to serve as president of the bar and also serve as Law Reform Commission. So we are only discussing the matter, but we should be asking the relevant authority. Even the national legislature has a stake in this matter. What do they think? If the bar was created as a result of their predecessors, this is the issue that has come about. I think there is. I don't want to speak more on this conflict of interest.
Thank you, Anthony. No, complete. Go ahead, conclude.
Okay. I mean, let me listen to other people. I mean, I think this is a panel of
Yeah,
discussion.
that's why I want to bring other panelists in so that we can expand the discussion. Mr. Smith,
Yes, I think when they did that press conference, after that he announced and so he resigned. So the issue we're discussing is not as of major interest. That's why I wanted to go deep in the press conference, because maybe at that time he had not resigned, but now he has resigned. And I don't know whether he had a chance to go to the convention for the lawyers then to debate, but officially he has resigned, and the female have taken over his position. So that part of it, maybe it's just of interest for us to hear it, but he has resigned. So he have occupied his new position, the Law Reform Commission. Maybe we talk about it, what's important of this new portfolio Law Reform Commission. What is the role of that body? Maybe it would be present for our discussion now, but because he has resigned.
Well, if he has already
Mr. Newton?
resigned, I think we should have. I mean, you should have given the information from the get go, and we'll move on to some topics that we have to discuss today. The man had a press conference. According to you, he resigned. So no, it's just a matter of information. Current
Yeah,
event.
because we were acting on the video that was just played.
Right.
So the video did not say that he has resigned. So if you play that, this forum is like giving out to the information, assuming that they didn't listen to the news today. So only act on what is being played on the platform.
Right.
But again, I think I respect the view.
And that was my point right there. No, go ahead. There's a delay while I'm talking. I think you coming in.
Okay, so my
Go ahead.
my brother Fred, the Fred,
Smith.
the veteran Smith. Okay, Fred, the veteran Smith. I think he's giving out about the information.
He loved to get a veteran.
Okay, so I just searched the information, and I'm also believing that what you say is true. That Verma has resigned, and his vice president, Jua Lawson, not the vice president, the secretary, right? Vice President Councillor F. Jua Lawson has taken over the leadership of the Liberal National Bar Association. So then I don't think we should be wasting our time on this one, because it's like action has already been taken.
Okay.
I think the only thing I mentioned,
thank you, Philip.
just to answer, was that saying it was a press conference, there were other things legally he might have, because when journalists asking questions, they ask different questions. But I think that was the first part of the conference, because he at that time had two positions. But the journalists were going into other issues that would have been relevant to us, but we didn't complete the press conference to listen to it. That's the only part we know.
So I think what we're going to do going forward is to be able to cue the video in a way where if we find something important in a press conference or in a video, just send it to me, because I'm getting the capability to do it now. And so, from 1 to 2 in between there, 1 minute 2 or 2 minute 3, like that. So we can be able to cut if you don't go straight there. Because if we play the entirety of the press conference, it takes away from the show. That's my point. So, Veteran Smith, let's do it next time. If you got a video you want to horn in a particular question or a particular comment, you send us, okay, let's start playing for 2 minutes or 45 seconds, where we'll go straight there and play it, and everybody will listen to it and get a comment from there.
Well, that's true. What you said is true, but also if you could listen to the whole thing if it's relevant what he's saying. So it all depends.
Okay. I hear you. The time now is 10:23 in Liberia. The reason why we came on early is for us to be able to get our listener into the program. So, Alex, before you roll that tape, can you go to the line and let get few calls from our listener? We've been on for the last hour and almost hour and a half. So whoever is out there listening to us, let's see whether they can participate in the program as well. Alex?
Okay, so that's it this evening, folks. If you just joining us, I'd like to welcome you to the program. I beg today for here on Top 105.
We're going to meet everybody. We're going to meet
It's about time that
everybody.
we go to the phone line and let's hear from you here this evening. 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. Let's hear from you quickly here this evening. Put a call through on 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105. Let's hear from you quickly. All right, so we hold it there to pick up this person. Bedeka 2, welcome to the show.
Yes, Mr. Good evening, and good evening to our professors. Welcome into the evening class. Let me very big thank you to all of our professors for listening to our request. Coming out sooner. All right, thank you. What I want to share is that indeed, Mr. Wright actually said it all. The clip that you just played, at least if you can just grab something from out of it, you elaborate on it, then we play the listening role, then from within that we will also be able to grab something, learn something from there. If need be, we ask questions, we do recommendation of it, but as it stands, I mean, some of us are yet to really understand what how they're talking about conflict of interest. So we really want them to play the clip in a way that they will take some topic from out of it, and discuss on it. I will play a listening role very keenly, and we'll be having the time to participate. Again, let me say thank you for starting earlier. It's just it's a gradual process that our guys will follow. And right now it's raining here as well. Thank you for having us, sir.
Thank you so much this evening. 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. You're going to be live on the program I beg to for this evening. Let's hear from you. 0776 105 105 881 143504. You're going to be part of it here this evening. Yeah, we take our 10 songs we're with you.
Your voice matters. So that it got to embrace it in I beg to differ, my people, if it's not correct, we got to come so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palaver, no fear inside. Look for stuff, we not go hide.
Yeah, 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. We pick out 2 or 3 calls and then we go back to our panelists here. If not, we will go over to then continue the show here this evening. But the line is open. You can put in your calls and let's hear from you. 0776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. And we will be live here this evening.
I beg to differ. Liberia. My people. Top FM 105.3. We on the air.
Yeah, folks, let's hear from you, man. 0776105105 is that time that you put in your calls, and let's hear from you, because if we give it back to the panelists, we are not going to take calls until we get green lights from them. So it's about time that you put in your calls, and let's hear from you. 0776.
Okay, Alex, let's take it back.
881-14-3504. You're going to be like, yeah, Mr. Rai, you're saying something.
Yeah, hand it back, please.
All right. You guys can
Thank
take
you.
over.
Thank you. All right. So before we go past this topic, okay. All right. Is there anything anybody want to share on this topic before we move on? We'll move on to the next topic. Okay, so I think we'll have a unanimous consent to move on. Alex, please roll the tip that I sent you. So let me give an overview of the tip I sent to Alex. Okay, Alex playing the tip. Alex, hold the tip a little bit. Hold it, please. Let me give an overview before you can roll the tip. So the tip is the video clip is of the new equipment that had just came in town. In that video, you're going to see Yega Koloba telling us that 5 of the equipments cannot be moved. They were not able to move out of the free port. In other words, they are junk equipments. This is why they can't be moved. The reason I thought we talk about this is because everything we see going on now in the country, both politically and socially, it's all about the machines. In our legislature, we see our legislators wearing yellow to celebrate the machines. We see a visit to the executive mansion of some legislators congratulating the president, saying that day was considered a yellow day because we got new machineries in the country. And so when I saw this video, I thought to bring it forward, to make it part of the show so that we can dissect this, because there's more into this than to meet the eyes. Now, I am no mechanic. I don't claim to be one, but we're going to play the video, and then afterwards, we all can chime in about it. Okay? Alex P. wrote a tip.
My own car, okay. Me get a few now.
Yeah, they ain't on the car.
Grab it.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta move on that.
Then they try again. See. Let's try it.
Yeah, see it?
Somebody on the car, okay. Me get a few now.
Yeah, they ain't on the car.
Grab it.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah, okay.
They ain't on the car.
All right, Alex. I think that's it. It's a very short video.
Try again. See. Let's try.
Yeah, see it?
Somebody on the car, okay.
Alex.
Yeah, they ain't on the car.
Grab it.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't.
Yeah, okay.
They ain't on the car.
Alex, thank you. Alex, thank you.
You gotta move on that. You move on that. Now you say try it.
Okay. So As I said in my brief intro of the video, I'm no mechanic, so I don't know what was really happening there. But clearly, you see somebody under the car attempting to do some mechanical work there. Was that a repair work? I don't know. But picture speaks louder than words. And again, the reason why I'm playing this is a lot of questions surrounding this yellow, this so-called machinery that's coming in the country. One, nobody can tell me or have not seen anything concerning the yellow machine. One, where it's been budgeted for? Where is the money to pay for the yellow machine is coming from? No one can say that. Secondly, what is the plan? All we see is the agency or the committee to monitor, deploy, and maintain the machinery. We don't know the budget for the very committee, or we don't know the budget concerning the maintenance or the operational budget for this. If anyone is out there, you know this, please share that information. Because as far as I'm concerned, the country doesn't know that. And this is where this video comes into play. This video is telling you either it is authentic, that this guy is repairing the truck because the truck cannot move, or he's doing some minor, a fix on it. I'm sorry. And so we got to talk about it, because everything right now that's in the country is about this machinery. And it is a shame that we have all of these questions surrounding the machinery, and to see one of the machines, I'm saying, you can go back and they said 5 machines. If you read the comment he put there, he said 5 machineries could not move out of the port. And that for me is a concern. That's what I thought we should talk about it, because the Liberian people deserve transparency, they deserve accountability, and they deserve the truth. As far as I'm concerned, all these 3 elements are missing as far as the yellow machine, all the machines are concerned. So that's my take there. Veteran Smith, you got anything to share to this?
For me, anything we do these days, we have to put AI. We have to put AI in our understanding, because AI is very powerful, can take the place of human. It can take a place for so many things.
Hold on. Are you suggesting that video is AI doctor?
For me to get judgment on it, I have to take it. I haven't gotten control or how I'm going to balance my view as a journalist with AI as part of important weapons that can be used. So I have to be careful. I have to make sure there's a possibility of AI can help us, can show that, and knowing who we're dealing with. Yeke Koluba, if it was something that IT right, and other, I might have a different view about it, but knowing about being a critic of the government, and so I will include that. But notwithstanding, there are so many equipments that were brought. There is a possibility if 1 or 2 have a problem, or maybe the gasoline to use or other things they are still adapting to use, it shouldn't put a bad light on all of the all of the equipment that will be beneficial to all the counties. So that just one sector of the many vehicles that came into the country. So for me, I won't overshadow it with all of it. I would just want to know the importance of that particular equipment and see how many that were brought in. And if it's just 1 or 2, and not majority, if it's majority, then I'll have a concern. But if it's just 1 or 2, then I would just make that why that 1 or 2, then put an overshadow on all of the goodness of the yellow machine. So that would be my approach.
All right, thank you. But clearly, man, you can see there, if it was AI doctor, as you may have been suggesting, I mean, you would have known, but I respect your concern, and so we'll take it as is. All right, so let's go to you, Madam Claudia. Any comment?
Any comment? Yes, I have two comments. Firstly, I'm very happy to know that we have more machinery here because the road infrastructure, especially on this corridor, the highway project, will now be able to.
Is it just me?
continue.
Is it just me?
Let me get a Okay, hold on. Let me read it.
No, go ahead, Claudia.
All right, so-
Go ahead, Claudia. Well, you want to say?
Oh, okay. So what I was saying was, we've been having our road infrastructure, road building of the corridor highway project, and I noticed that there's been a halt to it, and I've noticed that a lot of the machinery is parked here in Boys Town because probably of maintenance issues and so forth. So with the arrival of this new machinery, these yellow machines, I know that now the road infrastructure and stuff will start to go back into progress and stuff. So I'm happy about that. The second comment I have is we all know that when people are shipping vehicles to another country, sometimes they add extra vehicles that are not working because they have the belief that when it comes here, we have mechanics here that can make it work, put it back together. We have spare parts, stuff like that. And we get it for a little bit, less price than what we would normally get it, for if it's functioning properly. So by seeing 5 machines out of all those machines not functioning right now is not a worry. It shouldn't be a worry because I know that we have really sophisticated mechanics here. Some are coming from as far as Mali, because the Mandingo tribe are the ones really dominating that area in terms of maintenance and so forth. So I don't take it to be like it's a failure, Thirdly, I also want to say that the entire Liberia is so happy. People are all standing on the roads waiting for their yellow T-shirt. Some are saying it's a campaign effort early. Some are saying that it's a signature of good in the government, and some are saying that they're just waiting to see machines come in their communities. Some are saying that they're even expecting a machine to be placed in various locations to remind everyone that, hey, we're here and we're about to start work. So it's a kudos, but let's hope that we do have mechanics here that can fix those machines that are not functioning.
All right, but Claudia, all right, is it okay? Before I move on, Claudia, let me ask you. So you in Monrovia there, you get around the legislature sometimes. Can you tell us if there's any information out there about the operation of these machinery? And if it is so, can you also tell us if there's any literature or any news out there concerning the agency that has set up to monitor and deploy? There's any budget set up for it? Do you know where the government has even gotten the money from to pay for this machinery?
Actually, I don't, because we all know that donors do donate old things and that they're not using in their country anymore, especially like hospital things and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how that whole deal came about, but I do know that the president has right to allocate sponsorship and allocate necessities that will be needed to be able to, complete projects. Because like I said, the coastal corridor project is pretty much solid. It's just a matter of being, I really don't know where the whole truck deal came from, but I do know that the management and maintenance of the trucks have been on ground. A lot of the drivers that are managing these trucks, consumption of alcohol, sometimes they're a bit rough with the machines, so we have a lot of broken down machines parking all over the place. You can pass some areas, see machines just broken down, just hanging on the street somewhere. So I'm sure the president has been seeing this, and everyone's so happy with the way, like I said, the road project is going on. And some are like, but what happened? It just stopped like that. And we didn't know that because of tools, you know. So now that we see these machines come, we know now it's because of the lack of machinery. But I really don't know how the deal came about.
Okay. Mr. Nubo, before you come in, sir, I listened to Madam Claudia, and I don't disagree with her. Everybody deserves to be happy. I mean, this is what everybody been dreaming about. But does that negate the responsibility that is placed on the president and his administration, the transparency, the accountability that they owe to the Liberian people as far as the yellow machine is concerned? Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nubo, you're muted.
Please repeat your question.
No, I said I listened to Madam Claudia and I don't disagree with her. But just what she is saying, that everybody is happy, and because of the bad road condition, and we have the yellow machine, and everybody queuing up on the road, want to get the yellow T-shirts. Does all of this negate the fact that the administration has a fiduciary duty to the Liberian people to be, first and foremost, accountable, transparent, and to be fair with the people, that the people has the right to know about everything that concerns this machine, because we don't know the budget. We don't know where the money came from. We don't know how they're going to put this thing into operational mode. And if they're putting it, is it going to stay there? Do we have the capacity to keep 285 machinery running across Liberia 24/7? Do we have that capability, Mr. Nubo?
We have the capability, but to go back, I agree with Veteran Smith. Those vehicles or those equipment were driven to the port of origin. They were not towed there. They were driven there. And I don't trust Yeka Koruba. And I'm surprised you started this whole discussion with some doctor or stuff from Yeka Koruba.
No, sir, you just coming.
You trust that guy?
Once again, you are late on the show, so you're accusing her of doing something that you met on.
What you said?
I said you came late. This is not the
I
first.
was here when Fred played it, or when Alex played it.
But we did play the video for the Liberian National Bar Association. There's the second video we're playing. But go ahead, sir.
But we are on the second video concerning the yellow machines, and that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
It's not to say that you play it before I came on. I was on when you play the Bar Association video, and you play the Yeka Koruba video. And I feel that we can take maybe 300 yellow machines. I mean, my concern is, did we train people, nationwide? People, because these will be sent to various counties or districts. Do we have the manpower? My understanding is that they have no spare parts for the machines. So, 285. Maybe I want something 385. Used for roads, used for agricultural purposes. So that's my take. Yaka
Okay.
Kolba. I was looking for a picture. I don't know when I met with the house. It was not the Senate, the house. When I met with Buakano wearing yellow. I thought before playing the video, Alex was going to be wearing yellow too.
No, Ellie's not part of that yellow.
Okay.
Ellie's not part of your yellow team. Anthony Jensen. Let me do a quick roll back, and then you can pick it up from there. You know, and everyone probably on the platform knows that we saw this same thing. This is more like a playback for me. Under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, they had a big rollout in Lofa County about the mechanized breast farming in Liberia. We're trying to get off importing rice. We brought in the yellow machinery. It was a fanfare. Everybody went there and we saw it. And we hear Mr. Nubo telling us that we have spare parts in the country. Spare parts don't call it in my word. What call it is your operational budget. How do you put the machine to use and how do you maintain those machineries? So Mr. Anthony Jensen, the floor is yours.
You are muted.
These gentlemen, thank you so much for all of the comments. And this is a very important issue for discussion. And I take serious interest in the discussion. And I hope I will speak to represent what Liberians' expectations are about when it comes to road construction. You see, Liberia is not honest since 1847 up to this time. And Liberians themselves, I'm not sure they feel for themselves. And let me start on a little thing. To hear that people are lining up for T-shirt amidst bad roads is frustrating, it's discouraging for any Liberian who is yearning for development. You're a teacher for what? How much money has been spent on yellow T-shirts? Do you know the cost for these yellow machines? What is the procurement process that took place in procuring the yellow machines? If I'm discussing yellow machines, I'm not curious about seeing cars line up. You and myself live in America. If I decide to buy a car, I either buy a brand new car that will carry me for more than 10, 15 years or the longest time. If I decide to buy a second-hand car, I'm making decisions that I will either suffer along the way. If I decide to just go on Copart and buy some of those scrap cars and come and develop it into a new car, I'm also taking a risk along with me. The issue of yellow machines, and to even hear that one of those cars broke down while they arrived and people think, oh, that's just...
Hey, my brother. Thank you.
It's a serious, serious problem with Liberians thinking strictly for what they want. If you have bad roads and you don't have roads in the country, it's the government of Liberia procuring brand new vehicles so that they can have the road problem solved once and for all. Or is the Liberian government want to just, blindfold Liberians again? Like they are about to build roads and they bring yellow machines. People are clapping, and sooner or later, those machines, because if one of the machines, if it is true that Yaga Kolba spotted, the name Yaga Kolba is not what I'm looking at here. But if even one of those machines had problem in living from the free port, that means there's a serious problem with the procurement process. Serious problem. What was the procurement process like? How many of us have read the procurement agreement? Now, what I'm just searching here is that in 2024 there was a procurement process for this equipment, and the procurement in 2024 was abandoned, and the new procurement process came into being. Now, what is the detail of that? I don't know. The total cost for these yellow machines, from what I'm reading online, is that it costs 79 million United States dollars. 79 million United States dollars. And out of that, the yellow machine they brought, the total price, the negotiation that went through, I'm reading that about $43 million cost for these cars. They have brought about 139 in the country. The balance has not are yet to come. However, I'm also reading online that $22 million is for these vehicles. Now, these three figures suggest to me that somebody is negotiating so heavily to eat free money out of these transactions. Where are we going as a country and people? What do we want? When Barker took over, he said, well, in the first, I know how many days, nobody going to get
100 days, no car was still going to roll.
So now they are procuring all vehicles and bringing in the country. If one vehicle, if that is true, now, I want to be clear here. I wish that Joseph Boakai would solve the problem for road in Liberia once and for all. Even not for all, but at least that would take Liberia a long way. I want when I go to Liberia, let me be with America here. When I'm driving, I drive from state to state. I wish when I go to Liberia, I can just get in the morning and drive and go to Nima County, be able to go to Maryland County, be able to go to Bapalo or Ketmount and come back. Because if you solve the problem for roads, we leave from here. Many of us want to spend our vacation to Liberia. But if this equipment, again, probably, we know Liberia has bad roads. So if you brought all machines and put it on the road, what's going to happen? You're going to have serious fundamental problem. You know, I told some friends before that Liberia's problem is us.
Okay.
Every time I hear people clapping,
let have you conclude.
All right. Every time I hear people clapping, when I see these things, people take advantage of the poverty rate of Liberians, and they take advantage of Liberians who probably don't. I mean, certainly, I don't want to be offensive here, but Liberians are not thinking to say, what is the government doing? It's possible. The government, even it's possible that those who did the procurement process, they could be just right. But and I like Jacob Colbert's position on that. Lawmakers themselves should not be wearing t-shirts. They should be finding out all of the details to make sure that the project, if they even budgeted money for this yellow machines, they should be able to verify and say these are what we signed up for. Okay. But if you budgeted 79 million, it came out of some 43 million, and now we're talking about some 22 million, something is going on somewhere. I would be more curious to even listen to and call those people who bought the machine, hear from them, understand the details of these things, and be able to say, well, okay, we certify with this equipment. Other than that, you can't wait when the vehicles are deployed to the different countries. When they start breaking down, you want to raise issues. That would be unfair to Liberians.
Thank you, Honorable Jensen. Thank you. I thought that was brilliant.
I want to clarify something here.
Okay, do your clarification, please.
70.
I got Anthony Jensen. I got one more picture. Mr. Nubo, you're coming, sir.
$79 million.
Mr. Nubo.
Yes.
You're coming. I don't want to say something quick.
Okay.
Anthony Johnson, I got one more picture to share to actually prove that these machines are really in question. Go ahead, Mr. Nubo.
79 to 80 million was the amount when named Mamaka was making the arrangement. Mamaka and Grisby. And there was a backlash.
Right.
And because of that, Joe Boakai put Jeremiah Kuhn, the VP, in charge of it. And from 79 million, it came down to 22 million. And that's the 22 million we are dealing with. And when it comes to budgeting, my understanding is that the amount, the 22 million, will be spread over 3 years, starting from 2025. That's what I'm reading. But the amount for these machines came from 79 or 80 million dollars to $22 million. That's the clarification I want to make.
Well, Mr. Numa, I don't think you have made no clarification. Sorry, no disrespect to that. We are all reading from what we're seeing online here, right? And what I'm seeing, it came from 79 million to 43 million, from 43 million to 22 million. That's what I'm reading here. All right. So all that we're saying here, or my position here, is the government of Liberia, when you even introducing yellow machine, what is wrong with even having press conference that we spend this X amount of money and we brought this vehicle in? Transparency. What is the procurement process there? The procurement process, you know about procurement. You know what you are doing when you're doing auditing at the GSC.
This is what surprises me right now. I'm about Mr. Nubo.
This procurement process.
How
was it done? The procurement process was done. Just a second. Yeah. Since Joseph Burger put a halt on the earlier procurement process of the 79 million, which other procurement process did they start? Were Liberian informed? Can you and myself sit here and say the procurement process went through stages for the approval of this vehicle? We have no knowledge of those things. So if there was no procurement process, then the question arises: what has happened with all the reduction of prices here? Are you going to China? How you call the place? What do you call the group?
Anthony Jensen. Look at his picture, please. Why you commenting? See the picture on the screen?
If this is true, all of this will raise issues. See the kind of tires on this.
Look at the tires. Look at the tire.
Let us assume for me. I'm not saying maybe that somebody car they put in here. Maybe there's not one of those.
No, that's it. That's one of the cars. But Nimba.
No, I mean, let's face it. If this is one of those new cars they brought into the country, then there's a serious problem that we ought to be asking questions, because we want the road to be fixed. But if you don't have brand new vehicle, Mr. Numa, you know when you hire when you get second-hand cars. I hope that's not the situation here. Because sooner or later, the yellow machine, you're going to have 10 breaking down, 20 breaking down. Then where will we be again? They're going to take government free money again and go to think about fixing those cars. Why stop government from buying new cars? Is it because somebody has interest? I think this is a serious issue, and lawmakers, I think this is why I support Jacob Koliba in some of these circumstances.
You see that some of the breaking down machinery ASO, one of them right here. They can't move. You see them trying to repair.
If that is true, then that is in a serious mess with these vehicles. Somebody has eaten. Somebody now gets their bank account are swollen up by the Liberia coming support again.
So we're not making it up. Look,
why in that? Show that video again. Enlarge it.
Mr. Numbo, even the tire on our vehicle, those tires can now carry.
Look at the crowd gathering here. They can't move because this thing is immovable. It's stuck. That's what they're gathering around.
I mean, we want the road fixed, honestly, but if they are procuring old machines,
I see one way: do not enter.
Mr. Numbo, you want to find excuses, Mr. Numbo. There's no excuse for this one, right?
You're making fun out of it, you know.
No, this is serious.
Why in a video that showed that
can you guys put on that old vehicle the tire? Let me tell me how long.
I mean, actually, I'm very surprised of you,
Hey, Alex, put out the truck. Put out the truck.
Fell by, Yeka Koliba. I'm very surprised.
Let's leave Yeka Koliba out of this team's number. I mean, Yeka
Koliba video there.
I'm sure you going
I think you should be saying that's not one of those cars. You should be telling us that the car that is being displayed is not one of those cars. Then you raise a very good argument. But it is because Yeka Koliba, is posting one of those vehicles. We should be talking about the vehicle. That means not Yeka Koliba.
No, we should talk about Yeko Koluba. They tell a person yes.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
We're talking about the
And
vehicle.
we talk
No,
about what Veteran Smith said at the beginning, at the get-go. That's AI
So,
right
Mr. Numa, let me
here.
just come.
Mr. Numa, that's not AI.
I'm surprised on you two.
Mr. Numa,
know
let me just
about
come.
AI.
Mr. Numa,
You know about a lot about AI.
I know, but it's not AI.
Allowing Achino to fool you.
Mr. Numa, you had to stop that, man. I don't think so.
Mr. Numa, that is not an AI that the people are using.
I know AI. That was
It's
AI.
why
I
it's
was
happening.
tell you about that.
Even the bosses are bro. You saw student pushing it. Can you say that AI? No. These are video. And I want for you to know about the particular blogger page that you're seeing Yeke Koluba. It's not the representative on page over there. It's one of those bloggers named themselves Yeke Koluba and they've been using that particular page.
Okay.
Yeke Koluba original page is Honorable Yeke Koluba. That's his official page. But that page that you are seeing is one of the bloggers in Liberia and he always posts information. And people follow him because all information almost factual. And why you see, it was the first day when the yellow machine arrived here on the free port, one of the breakdown. There's a photo there. He have the claim in the morning hour. Let me just pull it up. In the morning hour, it was still on the quota. Let me just down the way keep passing by again. Stay see it quick. Let me just put the picture on. And then he show you that video, people laying down on it, you hear the people talking, and you are saying AI, even AI video, the person's voice can change.
Right.
That's why
Listen to the person, particular person talking and say, see, you people laying down on it, and you saying AI.
But you know the person who's speaking? Do you know the person's voice?
It's the person that recorded the video, Mr. Nomo. And I have to know the person, but that's him a voice.
It's a number by name. We should be talking about.
Okay.
Alex,
video, please.
Quality of government's decisions.
Actually, Jason, you want to do?
Well, I think let Mr. Nomo speak because I think he needs to put out good defense so that someone can support his ideas. Other than that, I wouldn't agree with him because we're talking about the vehicles, not Yeke Koluba, now whoever posts. If I were in Liberia, I would probably, or maybe I need to send somebody to go find a vehicle and take pictures.
Right.
All right. I probably may do that. I may send some of those boys and just say, look, please go and take these videos for me. But if you start doing those things again, government going to feel that you're going after them. That's not the case here. And I want my voice to be clear here. I'm not
send somebody tomorrow.
But let's discuss what we have right now. Which one you have right now? Let's discuss it.
Let Claudia go and take the machines, the five machines that broke down. Let Claudia go there tomorrow, take the pictures.
So you see here, you see the keke passing by the particular machine that is parked on the road. You see here. When you say there's an AI, I think the parents were passing when you just saw the machine take the pictures.
No, we.
That thing is not.
Alex.
Clear.
All right. No, Alex, you cannot convince.
No, it's not a man. It's not a man.
What needs
to move your voice
is for Archie to instruct Claudia tomorrow to go and those 5 machines that broke down. Take their photos, interview people at the port, or if they got try to tow them, let Claudia follow them and take their machine, take their pictures.
And I think Claudia should really
that would be fair enough.
That's true. And I will also add to that, Mr. Nomo.
I mean, speculating here. No,
it's not speculation here. Someone is providing.
Now they say that Yeke Koluba look alike. I mean, that is not fair. That is not fair.
That's the most you can say because you need to provide the evidence. The contrary to what is being displayed, that's why you should have done it with the idea.
That's what I'm saying.
But in as much,
let Claudia do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Actually, all you need to do is to give the instruction.
Yes.
And
to do that.
To do that tomorrow, and then move on to another topic.
She'll do that for
And
tomorrow's show.
Claudia should go and take the mileage of any of those vehicles. The mileage. Let she ask. Let she go and ask any of those people say and want to know the mileage of one of those vehicles. Let us start a vehicle. She take the picture of the mileage, and then we can.
Claudia, okay, let's do the right now live on the show. Claudia, can you find out where the machinists are, and then we talk later, and let me know if you can be able to reach them. If you can reach them, let me know, and then we'll be able to get some either videos or picture for tomorrow's show. Thank you.
If they cannot move, they will still be at the port.
They wouldn't want to allow her now.
That's the thing.
Wow.
They could. In fact, I think I should do a formal communication to Public Works or whatever that is responsible. Another aspect of this thing, if I may just come in quickly.
Samuka responsible.
Let me just emphasize that shortly before you probably close all this matter. Why Brandon Samuka? Why Brandon Samuka?
No, Anthony.
Brandon Samuka has been in question with the AFL people.
Yeah, but
all of those technical issues.
Allow him to finish, then you come after
then you
him.
leave all those things and come back, bring Brandon Samuka again to come and say, "Wow, mining vehicles from defense ministry with all of the circumstances in the past." I think there's so much thing that President Boubacar needs to re-examine. There's more young people who can even, to send cars to the different counties is as easy as anything else. To manage your money, that's as easy as anything else. It's very serious. There are young people who can do it. Even you, Joseph Numo. Boubacar would have called you and said, Mr. Numo, you're campaigning for me all around. Come and manage vehicles. Liberians would think otherwise. But what is wrong with Liberians? Is that only the old age people can work in the country? Isn't there a young person in the country that could man those vehicles? What is wrong with the Public Works Ministry? What is wrong with them? The institution, the statutory institution that's supposed to man these vehicles. Is there a special interest that Boubacar has in Samuka to appoint him to take care of cars? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf appointed her son. He decided to build mini football stadium. Just a second, and I was called to speak somewhere, and I raised a very serious issue. You can't leave the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and you say because you're president's son, then you start talking about building small football stadium around the country. You don't do that. There's a statutory institution. That's the same thing Joseph Boubacar is doing here. Public Works Ministry is here. They have the I don't blame these people. We don't have a very good civil society organization in Liberia now to be challenging some of these decisions.
I'm telling you, my brother. I'm telling you.
It makes no sense to have the statutory institution being there. Even the national legislators are singing and want to wear t-shirts. They all are feeling Liberians.
The bar association we're talking about.
Now let have Mr. Veteran Smith coming. With the Veteran Smith, come and go. Got to move on.
Yeah. I think, and I respect my brother on the different issue raised, but I think bringing it at this time to connect it with the yellow machine, maybe we had the time before to talk about it, but we in a different trend of time now. Now the president has the prerogative to appoint whoever we wants to appoint. And Public Works has his own job to do, but to have someone, his integrity, to make sure that this yellow machine be managed something different from Public Works. I think he has a vision on why he's doing it, whether we agree or disagree, because we the same people will question we start questioning the yellow machine already, not in condition and all of that. That would be the function of Samuka. We wouldn't got to go to Public Works where they sort of focus on road and other things to worry them. So maybe there's a reason. And
that's why you must say here for
yeah. So if you disagree,
let me just interject, my brother.
My brother, my town.
You disagree. Let him finish, Anthony. We'll bring
I just want you to continue. Let me just make a comment so you can continue. You can also make a comment on what I want to say. I just want to make a comment quickly.
I mean, are the lawyer then or the lawyer then?
The road construction and building roads in Liberia, that's a statutory obligation of the public works ministry. Nobody seems to, Baka doesn't have a responsibility to appoint people. But Baka should live by the laws of the country. If there's a statute, he's under obligation to respect the statute. If the statute says public works is responsible to build roads, you buy equipment, you give it to public works. That's a total violation of the statute. If he has the public works ministry is supposed to build roads, and you say, okay, you know what, Brandon Samukai, I will give you this project because I love a kind of thing. No. You can go ahead.
I heard what you said.
Yellow machines are not only for building roads. Yeah, for agriculture too. Agriculture purposes.
All right.
I mean, look.
Granted. But give it to the agriculture ministry.
It was done
okay, we gotta get a veteran to talk now.
About 300 yellow machines, and they spread them between agriculture and public works.
We gotta get a veteran to
agriculture ministry, the public works ministry.
On top of that, the agriculture ministry has its own yellow machine that might be different from the number of yellow machine that we are talking about. But one of these days, we'll get someone from the agriculture ministry to talk about. One time I heard the minister of agriculture saying they own a yellow machine different from this other yellow machine by the vice president. So they have, but it will not be the same number, a large amount of the minister of Utah, yeah, so they have their own yellow machine, but it won't be the same quantity as the so they have their own project with their role. So they have people who supporting them in agriculture. So two different things. So, but I just wanted to say, with the I don't see anything wrong. I mean, as a veteran, I'm looking at this matter. You might be against Samuka for what happened, and if you against Samuka, you will be against a lot of people who have done wrong in Liberia and they have not been punished. And so for the president to call Samuka to do this, I don't think other people have used Samuka in different ways. So I don't think you suffer your punishment. You suffer. He not senator again. He have dealt with his punishment in so many ways. So to ask him to do a job, just focus on that. If you say A will go to Grand Gila County, A will go to Grand Gila County. B, to take that responsibility and manage it. My only concern as a journalist would be, let me interview Samuka and see how he going to do it. And the same way with the new minister of youth and sport. How is he going to do Academy of Youth? So it's up to us to question these individuals when responsibility are given to them, how they're going to do it. And I think that's where sometimes we are lacking. We just let them go free ride. But it's not the appointment or the assignment. It's how that appointment assignment will be utilized for the benefit of our people. That's what journalists need to do, be on top of things and don't let people slide by. And that's why I don't see too much being done. So like the first assignment for Claudia tomorrow is to go and see whether the yellow machine we are talking about, if it's part of the consignment that came in, or just one of those other yellow machines are hanging around and people see it and they put it as part of it, or it's an AR version. So we have some clarification. We have some clarification tomorrow, next show, because people don't want this. I come in, people don't want for glorification or achievement if the yellow machine perform well. You get people who want to start defeating it before it may start the ground. So we have to take all of that into consideration. So until she can verify tomorrow, until she can verify tomorrow that web twins or Yaka Calabar is saying is true, then we will believe it. But anything can happen in Liberia. Just need verification. That's all.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, let me say my own, and then maybe we got 12 minutes to go on this topic, so we can still go around the table again. Because I want us to get on the last topic, 6:30 here. That will be okay. Alex said the thing is ready, but Alex, hold on, yeah. Let me say my own, man. Veteran Smith. I gotta say my own. You know what I mean? Everything you'll say here, the attorney and myself have made a very comprehensive argument here. And what you're saying is that you're sidestepping the main issues on the topic. You guys have not proven that the government have been transparent with the money that is spent. The attorney even went as far as to talk about the procurement process. We don't know whether this thing will ever sent to the PPCC, and there's any documentation as far as the PPCC process is concerned. We don't know that. We're seeing information on the web saying that the government went and borrowed from UBA. We don't know how much that, if that is true, if the government went to borrow from UBA, we don't know how much the government borrowed from there. But for me, as a business professional, it will be criminal on my part to be on any platform to see these kind of capital projects happening, and I don't question the nitty-gritty of it, which is the operational and maintenance part of it. Like I told Paul, I said, RD will sustain it. All right, at the Marine Corps level. All the communications so that I can tell you, I deal with processing them every day in my everyday life. Yeah, in America. Yes, I do that. Sustainment process, life cycle process. Okay, financial article of transparency, audit readiness. All of these. So when I see them and people, we ask the question and you keep sidestepping them. What is the literature out there? What can you prove? They say yes. This is how much the government spent. This is how much the government has procured. The government has set aside for this agency, Brandon Samuka and his people, to run, to deploy and maintain this equipment as for the life period, or for the life cycle. Let's use the business term for the life cycle. Has anybody said about that? But we all want to blame Yeke Koluba. Y'all want to say another AI video? Okay, let's not forget about all that wanted. As a nation, do we know how much the government spent? Do we know that if those machines are employed tomorrow, can they stay up and running in the next 2 weeks? You're talking about 285 machines. You got to buy lubricants. You got to buy fuel. You got to pay people to run them. Mechanics. This is not anti-Liberia, Veteran Smith. We all want the best for the country. But we got to ask all the relevant questions. So now I end on that one. Anybody want to come in?
Let me just make clarification on a veteran statement. Nobody is against Brandon Samuka. I'm not against anybody in Liberia. If I'm against anybody, what does that have to do? What happens if I'm against anybody as a person who's sitting way far away from the land? Well, what I'm saying to you in my position is Liberia has 5-something million citizens. Some of them have gone to school, some of them are professionals. The Constitution of Liberia says there must be equal opportunity for all Liberians. Not just Brandon Samuka. Personally, for me, I don't think any one individual should occupy a position for years. So the other people go to school, they get out of school, they might go do some guerrilla marketing. Because why? There are some old folks who have taken over government. When one person go, one person can put them back. One person go, one person can put them back. One person go, one person can come back. Those ideas it shouldn't happen in this age. If someone has worked for government for 10 years, there's no new idea that person is going to bring to the government. No new idea. The same old idea that person coming up with. So I don't want you to believe that we hate anybody. For me, when you come, the Jensen you are for, when you come on any platform, expect a clear view. If Brandon Samuka performance will be well, I would say this were my thoughts, or you prove me wrong. I don't hate Brandon. I don't even know Brandon Samuka. When my days in government, I've not interacted with him. But here's the point. You and myself, the roles in the country, we hope that whatever happens, the roles in Liberia will be better. So the day I go to Liberia, at least I can get in the morning, go buy some banana from Nima, and come and face my plantain, what I call it, GB, whatever, and enjoy myself. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else before we in the last 6 minutes that we have?
Yes. You mentioned my name, so let me respond.
Yeah, because
when you said the person have money stolen and other things about that person, and in our jurisprudence, when you suffer and when you pay your debt, you mean that you can't work in the government or you can't. So that's why I brought that up. If you had not put that, or I wouldn't have responded that way.
Veteran Smith, you in America, right?
He have done his part. I understand that. He have done his part and pay his due, his debt. Now he can find job. Other people, they forgave him. We are government forgave him. Breaker government forgave him. And so it happened in America too. Some of the people who have done wrong, they stay surviving. They have new job. And that's the only clarification I was trying to make. That he have paid his due so he can contribute. And the president vision of having him, well, all he have done, he has suffered a consequence. He would be someone, he would not take this job likely in making sure that the machine is taking what it was intended for. I know he would try to do his best because I've interviewed him before. He just made a mistake on her, Ellen, and the president, she can be held responsible by authorizing him to give the people pension money.
Let me see sometimes we suffer. The COO will support you on that.
I know they suffer for consequences sometimes, but sometimes you can come up from that suffering and become a better person. So I have that hope in Samaka. He will make sure those machines are kept properly where it was intended for. People will get mad with him and go to Breaker, but he will do his job. He'll do his due diligence. I have that high expectation despite what happened to him in the past. It was just an unfortunate situation with Ellen and him. And it's the same thing going to Tuer and Weah. Whether Weah will come out and say, I told Tuer, I don't know whether the court will accept it. But that's something that we'll look at. But somebody get an audio or cut it off. So I can still hear my brother. At least you gotta learn how to cut things off, man. Yeah. So this will continue, but she will do her due diligence tomorrow and find all the whether what you're stated today is true or not. There will be a way of verification tomorrow night, and we'll move on from the topic and move on. But there's always speculation. There's always something to show. And people who think they can have mastered AI, they haven't mastered AI. I was listening to BBC yesterday. They get so many ways AI works. So we haven't gotten trained in how AI works. We just got the tip of the earth. We need people to train us to understand how AI works in a different way. You just know one way, Alex. So when we're talking on this subject matter, don't feel you're an expert on AI. I just want to give you small education. The people who are technical people in AI, they know it yet, they still learning. Then you in Liberia, you think you master AI, you master AI. So I just want to give you that lecture. We all need to learn more about AI, and we also need to learn how people can show different picture and to criticize the government. If the government is wrong, I will criticize it. But some people who do not want yellow machine to work, and they're coming up with different things. Yellow machine here now. They say it was not coming. Now it's here. Let yellow machine do its job. That's what I would like to focus on.
Okay. Thank you, veterans.
All right, we got 2 minutes to go.
Okay.
Mr.
Okay, let me use the 2 minutes. Let me use 1 minute. 1 minute. Brandon Samokai did exactly what Amos, how to call him, Samuel Twe is claiming. Took instruction from the president. And because he refused to join CDC, he won the race, the senatorial race. And they came after him. They took the position from him. And for months, Lofart did not have 2 senators that it is entitled to. I'm not saying, Brandon Samokai, it's not corrupt. I know he's corrupt. I know what happened during the Ebola. I even wrote about it. But the reason CDC went after him, it's not genuine, it's political. So, for us to use that to say, the man, he's corrupt, he's this and that, it's not fair to him. If the Ebola money that he embezzled,
Okay.
and like all the ministers under Ellen,
Thank you, Mr. Nubo.
And Ellen said, that was time of crisis, and anything could happen. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Claudia, did I hear you trying to come in a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to say, why do we scrutinize everything? If not for social media and people having cell phones and stuff, people would have more time to get things right. In terms of what I said earlier, there are a lot of machines broken down, parked all over the place. Some of them are even in good condition. Anyone can take a photo of an old machine and say, hey, this is one of the new ones. You will never know if it's AI because literally you would have to click on a photo, look at the details. It will tell you the day, the time, and every other information you need to know when that photo was taken or the video. So we're not able to really trace that because these videos are coming out live, streaming from another platform. But contrary to that, everyone has right to allocate. How sure are you, Honorable Samokai didn't allocate to even set that, that business connection between the government and whoever was the one that donated the yellow machines? And that's probably why he even has that threshold to be able to monitor how the machine distribution and maintenance and all of that is done. But definitely we're going to check to see what is going on, the mileage and everything else that you said that you need for our show tomorrow. Because luckily we have sources now, we have people that are willing to give us that platform to sort information and the truth. So I am definitely, down with being able to go and find that information out. But we have to let the work be done. We have to stop scrutinizing. I cannot be awarded the position to be president today in 1 minute time because you have a cell phone. You say, oh, emotion can't talk well. In 1 minute time, I can't say much, maybe 3 words. But in a week's time, I can say a whole sentence and so on and so forth. So I just think that we have to be less on scrutinizing and just be very quiet. Stop talking and watch because actions speak louder than words. That's all I wanted to say.
Amen.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. And you will be on the assignment tomorrow and we'll get that done and hopefully we can put this to rest. Alex, are you there? So federal penalties, the next topic we're moving in is very dear to every one of us here. I don't care who you are. This is dear to you. And it is particularly important because we have a very dynamic female on the platform. The issue has to do with female genital mutilation. This is a topic that have been very up in front in the public domain for quite some time now. And Daily Observer is running a very powerful article on it. When I read the article, a few things that are going to caught my attention. It seems to me, and when you read the article, if you give me time to read the article, you'll see what I'm talking about, that there's so much outside influence, into this traditional practice of ours that have been with us for centuries. And they are working so hard to abolish this. So let's expand this so that we all can see it correctly. Calls for FGM abolition intensified. As Born Perfect, Stay Perfect campaign goes nationwide. Okay, so that is the article headlines. And if you go there, all right, it's okay, Alex, it's okay. You can keep it right there, yeah. So if you go down the article, I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to give you some few pointers in it. There are Western nations, and stay right there. You give the second paragraph, you see the bus caravan campaign supported by the United Nations, the Irish Embassy, and the Global Advocate Partners. That right there caught my attention. These are the people, fellow panelists, that are pushing this to abolish our tradition. It is not ourselves. And if you go further down the article, it will tell you that a promise that our president made in New York about this abolition of this traditional practice. So you can see what I'm coming from here is I can understand the advocacy from our women. I'm not a woman. I'm not in a woman body, so I don't know what that means. What I am contending about here is the interference, the blatant interference of external actors who are not only doing it for our benefits, but are doing it for their own benefits. To prove to us that they are more superior and they are more caring, they are more humane than us. But here's what we don't do. We don't come and tell them, say, abolish your Second Amendment rights in America. We say you have the right to carry arms. Article ARK. I think hopefully I'm getting the correct right. ARK automatic rifle that are being used to gun down children in schools here. How many African government, African entities you ever come here to the diaspora and say, you know what, we against that. We don't have this in our society. You need to stop this. How many of you see us doing that? We don't do that. But even if we dare do it, the consequences of it will be very powerful. But why do we allow this to happen to us? This is my point. Why should we allow this to happen to us? And so that I will stop there. And before I go around and tell, well, let me start with the female on the panel. Like I said, I'm not a female. I'm not in a female body. I don't know what it means. So let's give it to the female. Madam Claudia, if you can, if you have any idea about this campaign that is going nationwide, Born Perfect, Stay Perfect, whatever that means, I don't know. Can be anything. But please talk to us as a female. But you don't have to address the article anyway. I know that, like I said, the topic being the domain for years. Speak to us about what you know as a female and take a position, please, if you can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And what I'm about to say is uncensored. So if anyone listening to us right now is under 18, please get your parents' permission to listen. FGM is pretty much a very important topic because it has a lot of negative impact in our society. I know that for a fact you have to be in it to know it. It's not something that we know much about. It's a tradition to have a girl child know what's right and wrong in their home, in their upbringing, upkeeping, keeping a husband, taking care of their family. But it runs deeper than that during the ceremony of that child being graduated, per se. Now, there are rumors that when these ceremonies happen, the clitoris of the girl child is mutilated and prepared in a cannibal way for eating. So that's where we have the boundary we need to cut off right there. Right there. It's not good. I mean, who mutilates someone? Who causes pain and injury and even death? And sometimes some women are unable to give natural birth. And one of the main effects that is affecting communities now, you find out that a lot of the girls, street girls, at-risk girls, prostitutes, and so forth, 90%, when I say 90%, all those that I've interviewed have been through that process. Or we look at what FGM does to a home, all right? Because it's like breaking a finger and that finger never straightens up anymore. You're disabled. You feel disabled. You feel like you're not part of being whole anymore. So imagine you're missing something on your body. So you now are disabled. You now become the outside person. And to add to that physical abuse, you're marked all over your back with slashing, these slashing marks, like someone, writing the days down on the wall, slash, slash, slash. So you're literally visually impaired. You know what I mean? Everyone can know what you've been through. I remember Maya Zango. She's one of the female journalists in Liberia I admire because she taught me most of what I know today. She and I were opportune to go in Bomi County, Bomi Hill, to the traditional house to investigate if, at that time, about 11 years ago, if FGM had come down a bit. And to my surprise, they let me be in there for like 2 days. I was like, okay, this is going to work out well. Maybe because I'm with May. But then they called me in the room and was like, take off your clothes. I was like, huh? Take off your clothes. And it reminded me when I was in the States, I was seeking asylum based on the fact that I had never been a part of that culture and I didn't want to be mutilated. And I had to prove to them that I had my parts. I had to prove to them that I had never been part of that society to win my asylum case. So I'm here like, take off my clothes. Why? We need to see something. And I took it off. They told me wait outside and they said, I know car coming for me. They're like, emotion. I'm like, huh, man? She's like, you got to go. You got to leave. You're not part of them. And I was never able to remain on ground and know the result. During the Ebola time, there was this little girl, Blessing, 11 years old. She heard drums being beaten in her community. Boom, 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 boom. She went there, hid in the bushes, tried to see where the noise was coming from. And she was captured. For 1 week, I ran from every ministry I thought possible to advocate for the release of this child, because I had been following her as an Ebola orphan because her mom died during the Ebola. So I needed her to be out of that situation so I can continue with my news at the Daily Observer newspaper because I freelance with that paper. And it didn't go well. Everybody was like, oh, emotion, we can't talk that other one. It's a tradition. Joe wait, they will let her go eventually. 2 weeks passed. I started broadcasting. I started bringing on awareness, getting NGOs involved, anything that could happen. But at the end of the day, she completed her ceremony. She came out, and up till today, and this was in 2013, 14, she doesn't smile. You see her as a victim of complete abuse And she's even in the streets right now, taking drugs, popping pills, doing every other thing you can think about. She's an at-risk youth right now, presently. So FGM is something that I don't think is necessary. The culture is definitely necessary. You come in some community, you will see a woman with 20 children. She doesn't have a job, but she's surviving. The children are eating. They're planting their cassava. They're drawing water from the well. They're doing everything you can think about that needs to be done at home because that's what their mom trained them to do. And she went through that tradition. She went through that society, connection where she was able to learn from a girl child from 4 years old to 8 years old on what to be and what to do as a woman in the culture of whatever tribe or whatever she was. So the culture is necessary, but the mutilation that comes with the ceremony should be banned. It's bad. It's really bad. Because you see a lot of women today, they menstruate. They're using up 3 packs of pads a day for menstruating because of that mutilation. They're not doing it professionally. Razor blade, just a simple razor blade. No anesthesia, just a razor blade. So I have been someone who has been a part of that FGM whole topic, but I don't wear it on my back to say that I'll be investigating it, I'll be part of the campaigns. Because you can campaign whole day, but come in my community, I'll show you a bush there right now the government doesn't even know about. So it doesn't matter. Campaigns don't matter.
Okay.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you very much. But before I go to the other panelists, one quick question, you can answer it briefly. Are you in favor of improved practice or a total abolition?
Total abolition.
Claudia.
I want, just like you said, just the management of that part. That's all. But the culture should exist. I mean, it's been a part of Africa since Africa been Africa. Why would you want to stop people from learning how to tie lapa? Because some people are now wearing jeans. You know what I mean? People who have gone through that culture, you can know them. They stand out. They're very good in their homes. You know, they're very obedient to the law. They know a lot more than what I was taught in school. It's a different teaching, different learning. But they just have to stop the other part. I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. Thank you. I think we got a very good picture coming from you as a female. And I didn't know you know so much about this. It's something to tell me that there's so much that you know that we need to be plucking from out of you, you know. But again, your presence has absolute value. Mr. Nubo, you heard Madam Claudia.
I applaud what she has explained graphically too.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us from the Southeast, Maryland, Riverview, I believe Grand Jordan, or Riverside, and what have you. I don't think we engage in that. This happened in, say, Lofa, Bonn, Nimba, Bombing, Cape Mount, etc. And I have nothing against the cultural aspect of it, because the time they spend in the bush, they teach them how to do this, how to do that, but the FGM must be abolished And I mean, Archie, you'll be looking for good topics, man. Look for things like homosexuality. Why wouldn't want that in Africa? Man marry man, woman marry man, or woman marry woman. Those are the things you need to be looking at. Not FGM. Please stop. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I before I let you go, I think I'm hearing I'm hearing conflicting, concerns in it. You want to abolish the FGM, but it is not a topic of concern to you. Anyway, we'll come back to you. Anthony Jensen, you heard Claudia, you heard Madam Claudia, and I don't know whether you can even pluck something out of what Mr. Lugo said because he lay all over the place. But anyway.
Okay.
Well, for purposes of the discussion, I strongly believe that there is an institution responsible to look at the statute and look at concerns of the people and then make a decision. I am aware that FGM is a controversial issue, and different segment of our society, there are people who don't practice, some do. And so I would think honestly that the legislature has the sole responsibility to decide which way the country should go. Liberians themselves, I know there are segments of the society that favor the practice, and there are also segments that do not. So I pity with Claudia, her experience shared, and so it is with many other women who have had some better experiences. In the same vein, there are some women who believe there's this, there's a concern that this whole practice came about when people were trying to control, the sexual immorality. People, deciding to have maybe married, and then in the final end, they're all over the place. And I think these were some of the unwritten explanation we got. So how do this practice control people? Now, I wouldn't be in a position to say that because that determines the facts should help to determine, whether or not that's the best way to go. On the other hand, the international community is concerned, and Liberia is part of the Community of Nations. And so if, I'm not sure they're forcing the country though, because that's why you have a government. If the government feels otherwise, they should tell the outside of, look, we can't stop this because it has enormous benefit, and this is what we think helps our society. There are some senior officials in government who are also part of the practice, and all of those things require, probably committee hearing from the legislature, and they will know exactly how to tailor this whole discussion. Liberia is in the midst of a whole lot of situations, and how to deal with those things. Just people should be concerned and take these public discussions into matters so that they can face the reality of what it is. Can Liberia be safe? Liberian women be safe if FGM practice is stopped? Can Liberian women live a better life? Can they stop any kind of promiscuous activity, so to speak? Or what is it that people can do to better the livelihood of people? Like Mr. Numo said, there are a lot of other concerns in the Liberian society. The issue of homosexuality, which the laws of Liberia frowns on. That's one issue that I know the laws of Liberia. The laws of Liberia doesn't condone sodomy. So if those things are happening before the eyes of the very government, I'm wondering what is the government doing, or what is the international partners doing? And so how do we balance these things? You need a strong legislature and people who fear nothing, even on losing a job. They will be able to speak for what they believe, that they can do to better the country or better the lives of the people. So yeah, the topic has been around for a very long time, and we can't conclude on that today. It's a matter of building consensus, and the only group that's supposed to do that is the legislature.
Okay.
So I believe that the legislature has a lot of time. If the international partners reaching out to them, say that we want this, you either do this and get this. You don't do this, you don't get this. If they feel that, the practice is something that they cannot abolish because they'll be hurting their people, I mean, it's all up to them. I think they need to build a consensus to take further decision.
All right. Thank you, Anthony Jensen. Veteran Smith, let's get your view on this. So I want to say this. We do have the option. We got 6 minutes, and Alex will be leaving on time in 6 minutes. But we can stay on and continue, but we'll not be live on the radio. That's all. So that's one of our options. Because Veteran Smith has a very intriguing story that was published in the Front Page Africa from his home county, River says, and it's concerning every one of us. Village completely razed down, people made homeless. I don't know the detail of the story, but I think we can go into it and talk about it as much as we can, if Elliot leaves. Well, Veteran Smith, close on this topic.
Yes. I think Claudia did a fantastic job, not only as an eyewitness to what is wrong or what is right to some people, but she an eyewitness, and also she friendly, or she knew someone that is a winning journalist on the subject matter, Mayor Zanko, that maybe attracted the international community to this concern for her writing on the subject matter. Why am I saying this? I'm using Claudia and I'm using Mayor Zango, that they understand what is wrong with this. And on the other hand, we have also our culture to protect. So you have the health of women on one side, and you have the culture for us to protect that have been in existence for quarter century. So how do we balance both sides? I think some have come up with maintaining our culture, but the part that have an impact on women to modify it. How do we modify it? Which is the difficult part. How do you modify a practice that have been with people for quite a while and balance it where it protect young girls, protect women? How do you balance both? And one of the things that that struck me, why people do it in the first place, is they do it for the pleasure and satisfaction of men. But to women, there's no satisfaction. And this have an impact on this woman for the rest of her life. But for men, it gives satisfaction. She don't really feel what you are doing. But so that's the impact that it has on women. You the man will be enjoying it, but you the woman will not enjoy it from that type of. So looking at it, I think the government of Eileen and others have tried to work a fine line on this, how to balance it. But then the culture people are saying, no, you can't take our culture. But we have to understand, you're not taking the culture away. You just need to modify that health risk that has impact to women and young girls. So you keep your culture, but either modify it, and this way you need to set a committee of women, will be part of that committee. How do we modify this so we can destroy our culture and we do not destroy women? How do we balance it? How do we, so both can come up where our culture meeting and the health of young girls and women. So when they're ready to find a husband like me, I'm looking for a wife. They don't have to go through such a thing, you know, where they shy or because the impact, they don't want to really have a husband. So you can see the impact of this on women, getting a good husband like myself, you know. So this is a serious matter for society. This is a serious matter for society.
Okay.
And the culture side, but people putting politics with it, say, oh, we lose our culture if we just take away this part or modify this part. You're not taking away the
Okay.
culture.
Be
The
direct
culture
now.
will
People like Archie. People like
Thank-
Archie.
Thank
Yes,
you, Veteran Smith. Thank you, Veteran Smith. In the
people like
last 1
Archie
minute,
playing politics with it.
I'm not. In the last 1 minute that we have, I want us to close on the topic with a female voice. So, Madam Claudia, if you can say something on closing this topic before Alex leaves, I will appreciate it.
Okay, like I said, I just hope that they stop that practice because it's really causing women to be and when I say practice, I mean the FGM, the female genital mutilation. You know, it causes women to be literally divided. No pun intended when I say literally divided in terms of knowing who's been in that and who's not been in that. You know, so they have to look at what's causing the problem right now in Liberia. People, there's a lot of problem out here in relationships. There's more domestic violence because, like Veteran Smith said, the woman loses the feeling, the pleasure. She doesn't even know what it feels like. So it's like trying to look for it. So she'll move from Tom, John to Chris, causing so much chaos in homes, you know. So the fact of the matter, like like our the lawyer said, he doesn't have the facts to say that women who've been through FGM are this way and that way, but the facts are the facts, you know. And the people who are doing it, they know the facts as well because they inside too. You know, they're doing the same thing too in the communities. You know, so when they're doing it with anger and I got to get rid of this thing from on you because they know how they're misusing theirs. You know, so it's like they're trying to correct mistakes that were made in the past through taking away the feeling, the human feeling that if you check online or you ask a doctor, I mean, there's so much more connected to us than just pleasure there in that part of our body. So that's all I want to say.
And thank you so much for giving us that very introspective view from you, because you took us inside, and we could even feel the pain. None of us here can feel the pain and understand what happens to the female body more than you do. So thank you so much, Alex. Before you leave us, can you just put up the front page story that the Veteran Smith sent in the chat room there? Once you put it up, and our viewer can see the headline, you can put it down and you leave. And then we'll begin the discussion. Please, Alex. So, Veteran Smith, what you want to talk about is, do you want to give us an intro on this? You're muted.
It caught my attention when I look at it this morning. It said vigilante mob level Riverside village. Authorities slow to respond, living in terror. It caught my attention that the security we get in the city, Monrovia, is not the same security our people receive in the rural area, the undeveloped counties like Riverside, where people can invade our country and go to Riverside, where they can do anything to the people because security not there. I can remember in the past, I told you about somebody impersonating as a town chief or magistrate or something. He went there and gave order to my village to beat the people. And when we found out we're talking to court, he he never got that title, but he used that title because over there, no security, no, anybody can say I'm this and take advantage over the people. But for someone to go in that part of River Cess and tell the people, move on your land. If you move, something going to happen to you. Putting threats in the lives of the people. And anything can happen. Anything can happen where these individuals will threaten the people and the people will leave because they don't have any security. And so what caught my attention, we think is a failure according to the RTO, it's a failure on the part of the state. Different succeeding governments come into place and that the situation has not been arrested. When people lack access to justice, when people lack access to remedy through the formal justice system, they revert to violence. They think that the best way to solve the problem is to take the law into their hands, which is wrong. Uriah Poor, Executive Director, Independent National Commission on Human Rights. Then on top of it, it said they came with tension. When they came, some people were cooking and some were bathing their children. And they say if you don't move from here, they will kill some of you, according to Victoria Smith, resident of Bethel. So you can imagine you were your children and you're sitting there, you're bathing there, and someone just come and say, you'll have to move tomorrow. If you don't move, the people been living there is the village, and you stranger just come and threaten them if you don't move. And some of them get afraid because no security around there. So my question is, how do we put security to the vulnerable in our society? Whether it's a village in Nima County, a village in Grand Jita, a village in River Cess. How these people get protection, because anybody can invade a village, create harm, and by the time the government find out, it's too late. How do we provide security for them? That's the question I want to put to the panelists.
Thank you so much, Veteran Smith. I came across this story, the story too this morning, and I really wanted to forward to you simply because you are a resident of River Cess, and I was thinking, I hope this is now close to this man, a village or town, because it was very graphic, the story. And it has to do with witchcraft. The mob went there because they accused the people there of killing the guy who they said was witchcraft. And they went there and tried to revenge on the guy's behalf. But thankfully enough, the story, you read a story in detail, will say that the police has arrested 6 of the suspects, and they are still going after all the suspects. So that is a good news. But before I'd say more, I want to tell you our story, not story, but the show. I was speaking to one prosecutor, Honorable Johnson. One of your people, the guy said, "Oh man, I want to come on the platform. I'm a prosecutor. I just need to clear it over with the minister because I want to kind of provide more, more education because you guys are the platform is becoming nationwide." So I said, "Thank you so much." So he will be with us next week. Hopefully, he gets the clearing from the minister. He's one of the prosecutors in the country. His name is Day, Councilor Day. So we'll have him on. So yeah, I don't want to share that good news with you before Alex leave us. But Alex, if you want to go now, that's fine. But let's go to Honorable Jensen. You heard the question from Veteran Smith. What do we do to protect those in the rural area in the light of this, very vicious and graphic attack on the village there, in River Cess?
Well, thank you so much again. And for the prosecutor who want to come and provide clarity,
Education.
education. We hope that the platform, like I said from the onset, bring like-minded people to explain governance process to Liberians.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with that. Relative to security issues in Roses, I'm concerned for the entire country, Liberia. How is the security situation in the country? I think I watched a video a few days ago about some Fula communities or mosques trying to form securities, to protect sleepers while others are entering the mosque to pray. If that is true, then all of those things raise concern. Why should the Liberian government sit and allow all of those things to take place? I'm glad to hear that 6 persons were arrested. But why should there be a destruction of property for this situation come about? Well, this is happening all around the world. We just hope that the government herself or the police director is taking into consideration protection of the rural communities. When I saw about Afula something in conjunction with this matter, a lot of things comes to mind. The U.S. government is helping to fight Boko Haram in Nigeria, so we know what these terrorists do. The moment that they're trying to drive them out of a particular place, they find a place to go and settle there. And we don't hope that Liberia will experience any situation again. So when these things are happening, it is just best for the government to take the most proactive steps so that they can get our people safe. It's good to have life, it's good to live in peace and even eat dry rice than having conflict all around the place. That these people now probably homes getting destroyed. Where do they go next? They start begging other people to live with them. Now, when it comes to witchcraft activities, the people should be educated enough. If somebody is in witchcraft, go to the government, go to the internal, the internal affairs ministry, which I think is the internal affairs. You have branches in all of the counties. So those who feel other people are in witch, let it carry those matters to the traditional people so they can intervene. And the Liberian National Police itself, if they don't believe in these traditional ways of resolving issue, which I believe in, everybody has opportunity to say what they want to say. You can accuse somebody, or you can say this person is a witch, this person is not a witch. How do you go about it? You should be able to sit down and say, I'm not a witchcraft. People always say witchcraft, no different witchcraft, right? So you go and bring down people home because you know witchcraft. I think this is wrong and need to be condemned.
Okay.
But should not tolerate these kinds of behavior. And this is not the first time it has happened in other countries. I saw, I think, was it in Nima? There was a young girl that was tied, and her baby was like side her, and then this lady was tied. They said she was in witch or something like that. When you see all of those things, sometimes you get frustrated. But that society, that's a big society. Liberia, as small as it is, it's a big society. But I think the Liberian National Police need to step up to some of those things. That maybe you don't wait for the kind of crisis. You wait for you should provide opportunities, provide outreach so that people can get education. When you find a witchcraft or you believe somebody is in witch, do not hit that person. Do not harm that person. Call the Liberian National Police. Will come
Anthony Jensen, before I go to Mr. Nubo, the question Mr. Nubo, Veteran Smith wants answer to is, how do we protect them? I mean, you're getting to that now, providing education. Well, just providing education, would that be enough to protect the rural communities?
Well, that's what I said from the onset. The Liberian National Police should be all over the place. They should be in every county, every districts, major towns. They should always be around there. And they must also tell Liberians there's a problem. This is the hotline of the Liberian National Police. Give us a call. We will come. But if I don't know the police force the number now, but I'm told that the police, they are in a smaller number. They cannot cover the entire country. If that is true, then instead of all of the million we're hearing, the first thing the Liberian government has is to protect its citizens, property, lives, and property. So they should get involved in doing more than what they're doing right now so that people can be safe. If they were around here, or if there were information that they could call the Liberian National Police on a hotline, they would have called, and the police can move in swiftly to stop what has happened. We don't know the extent of the damage, because what I'm seeing here, if that was the only thing, of course, then we'll say the damage was minimal, not necessary, but minimal. And if nobody died, that also is a good news. And people can really put measures into place to protect Liberians.
Yeah.
Police force recruit more Liberians. There are a lot of young people who don't get jobs. So if you have a small number of police that can cover the entire country, you expand the police force so that Liberians can be protected. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nubo.
Yes.
I hear you, sir.
Maybe when take the video down.
The video. Oh, you mean okay? The picture. Okay.
The picture. Take the picture down. I see what Veteran Smith is talking about. Because some of these witchcraft accusations, they are not real. I have been victim of it. Long story that I cannot explain here. Where two of my aunts were murdered. So, we have to be careful with these, the tradition that co-host Archie Wright is bent on promoting. We have to see, which tradition we must hold on to and which tradition we must promote. And I mean, the first time when I came, I came here at the end of '86. I went to Maryland County 2004. I went to my village 2008. Because I didn't want to go there. The two aunts that were killed, one of them was my minor twin sister. And she was the one I left my child with, Ezekiel Numbo, who is alleged 9. And they were killed. And the district came, the chiefdom got involved in it, and they exhumed the bodies. And they said because they were murdered, they're supposed to be buried to where people who are murdered are buried. So when I went to Monrovia 2004, 2005 for Ellen campaign and what have you, I told the people I'm not going to go to that village anymore. So our tradition, we have to be careful of how to practice it. I mean, things have gone out of hand. And that is my comment on it.
Okay. Alex, are you still with us?
He didn't answer the question. How do we protect
Yeah.
people in the rural area, Mr.
Is there no way you want to try
Smith?
on that?
How do we protect people in a rural area?
Yeah.
Well, it is a different situation because the people in the rural area need to know how to protect themselves. And then we come to the government. We have the same thing we're saying about the FGM. We have lawmakers. Every district has a lawmaker or group of districts. They have a lawmaker. So our lawmakers need to come up with ways to protect our people. To protect our people. If the people that went and gang up on this village here, were they security or were they some hooligans? Our lawmakers need to make law to address the issues. Yeah, that's my take, though.
And Mr. Russ saying I brought up, let me close on it.
Sure.
That's why the Local Government Act is very much important, and it's a fight now between the lawmaker and the executive in terms of the implementation of the Local Government Act, because the county will have their own authority to protect themselves. They'll have their own police detachment. They'll make rules and things that benefit the counties. But as soon they start implementing the Local Government Act, where the electing superintendent and all the other positions, where government now it look like talking to the lawmaker, saying that because they do not have money, they didn't know when they will reach to that part of the Local Government Act. So that could be solution in where the county, the rural area will be protected, because decentralization will take place and they will see what benefit their respective counties. But with all that document being implemented, the executive government won't focus too much on them. I feel the solution to that problem is the decentralization in the Local Government Act. And then they can decide where to focus on. They will have their own budget and they will have their own needs that might be different from the Montserrado County, where all the power lies right now. And just on that same subject, the lawmaker also fighting, they want to summon the justice minister, separation of power, where there's problem going on between the justice minister and this full senator, DeLong, Finlay, either the justice minister accusing the senator, and they're saying that separation of power. How long will we do that? When something going on, we say separation of power. So that same thing going on with the decentralization bill, the Local Government Act. They're asking the president, you have signed it. Now you put it into bill. Now why we're not implementing this new ministry, where will be new minister, why we're not doing it? So that's another battle.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. That was a very, very touching story. And I can't agree with you more. I think every one of us, all the panelists, please, let's continue to talk about this Local Government Act, because it is paramount, it is very important to the survivability of that country. If we want, like the last point Mr. Smith made, if we want to decentralize the economic benefits of the country out of Monrovia, it is through the Local Government Act. Because the local council will be able to regulate the activity of the county be able to work with the local authority there and raise their own 60% of the budget that it's supposed to have, and make sure that the county is independent, quasi-independent, I've got to say that, of Morovia. It is true that legislation that is going, that act, it's not legislation anymore, it's an act that is going to happen. So I want to really encourage every one of us, when we come here, we'll at least put aside 30 minutes every day to talk about the Local Government Act. We'll find.
I think before you go further, the issue of security should not be dependent on restructuring the local government or implementing the act. There is, if you did, you cannot allow counties to create its own securities. These are those would be some fundamental errors if that's why this restructuring is calling for. The Liberia National Police should be all over the country. We can't assign security matters to counties. That would be some kind of situation that you might not be able to handle. Like the Fula people say, I don't know the facts about all of it, I don't know the details. Fula people say, oh, we have right to have our own security. Then the Manoman will say, I have right to my own security. So it's like forming all security forces. You're going to have chaos in Liberia, which wouldn't be good. It's just my comment.
And you hit a good point. I just forgot to bring it up. They have created the national security into zone. So like in the area with the eastern region, there should be a rapid enforced unit that can go in any county in that zone to solve the problem. So like Riverside, Grand Jita, all that, they should have a national security zone that one day will bring somebody that one time they were explaining the different zone. Keep in mind they have their own zone there. So when such an issue come up, the rapid response unit can just rush there and resolve that problem. So they just need to educate our people where the location of these different zones. That when they find something like that, it's settled in maybe 3 or 4 counties. They have one national security zone there that will reinforce the local police and immigration and other people to come for assistance if they can't handle it.
Okay. Thank you so much, fellow panelists.
I hope they will not kill people like in Cape Mount now, B Mountain.
We can't see you.
I said, okay, you will see me pretty soon. But I said that rapid response will not be like B Mountain or where police went there and kill people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. So I think Alex is with us until 1 o'clock, until 8 o'clock here to us. I see he's chilling. He's not ready to go. So that beat on it.
There's a weekend. There's a weekend for Eddie.
You guys, I think I'm going to leave you guys.
Hey man.
And I think I will also recommend that the show be reduced. 3 hours sitting in one place. Some of us who are not well is a serious matter.
Okay.
No, it was 2 hours, but because the Secretary General made us to feel because the network in Broadway not good, he said 9 o'clock he was going to be and he didn't show us. So that's why I apologize to you, but usually it's 2 hours.
Secondly, there's a book on Amazon. It's called 6 Hours Workday. Earn more with AI. So there's more information with artificial intelligence that you can learn from that book. Pick it up. It's not expensive. You have the electronic version that is.
Can you drop that? Can you drop that title in the chat room?
I try to do that, but again, I can't make comment in your comment section. So
not the show. I beg to differ on WhatsApp.
In the chat room here.
Okay. I will send a copy. There.
Yeah. Okay. And let me listen. The veterans. It's a 2-hour show. So if we come on tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we'll leave at 6. No more than that.
Tomorrow, I can't promise. I have some weekend engagement. I don't know how soon I will get out of it. If I get out of it soon, I will definitely let you know.
Okay, absolutely.
If I can, I will also let you know. Yeah.
But thank you so much. I think the show was great from my end. We touched a lot of topics here. I think with 4 or 5 different topics we touched on with great details.
Ellis, let me say, Ellis, before the counselor leave,
we got to close.
There was a story about
please.
I just want to hear the dues of the law school. I know we have something in our chat room, but we have never used it. It she the dues of the Louis Arthur Grant School of Law and some kind of legal maneuvering on that case. I don't know whether he heard about it.
You were late. We beat the topic holder yesterday on the show.
I was not on it.
I saw that, and what I can say is that the university or the law school has it has a dean, and dean has a responsibility if this kind of accusation come, to fall.
Attorney Jensen, can we talk about this tomorrow? I think it's almost 7:30.
Okay, so I mean that's just
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just my take. I mean, generally what I want to say is it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Ellis, go. We're gonna spend the next 2 hours here again. No problem. Ellis gonna leave in the next 30 minutes, and we're gonna be here. Gonna be here. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't want to play that. But go ahead.
The University of Liberia needs more attention. So when these kinds of information get to the public, it is obligated on the institution as a whole, the law school, the dean, and all of the faculty members to investigate and come up with clear, convincing explanation to the Liberian people. Most so the national legislature has a responsibility if those kinds of information are going out. So we can say for certain if the information is true that the lady who served as the dupes for the class was in the present to be. So the best way we can do, or the best thing we can do, is to wait on whatever investigation, or maybe we can add our voices to those who call in for an investigation to find out the truth of the matter. But I can sit here and say, whether the girl was in the dues or different person. I've read, part of the concern, but I think there's a need for an investigation in the matter. The fact that it has come out, I guess the dean might have taken concern of that, or the university itself will address the matter, which would be very good for the institution itself.
But Honorable Jensen, what is confusing is that the president of the university came out and said, I stand by the decision of the department or of the college that this lady is the dude. And then the board came up and said, there is no dude until they do their final investigation and let the graduation go on without dues. So that is the problem.
Well, I think being a duke is not compelled to granting degrees. If the lady who was given the title did not merit it, and she's a graduate, I don't think there's any problem with the graduation going on. But the issue here is the fact that, and I think I agree with the faculty, right? The faculty has greater say over the president. The president can speak, but the president should have, liaised with all of the different leadership, and before coming out publicly to address the matter. But if she did, and then the faculty that has the greater decision-making body, they can also come out and say, look, as far as we're concerned, there will be no dukes announced, graduation will go on, and then thereafter, so this year there can be a graduation without a dukes, but that will be something that will be fundamental. Even what I said, if that will be the case, because it means some fraudulent activity has taken place. Why if after graduation and then there's an investigation and somebody is found to have done something wrong or may have done the ugliest thing, of getting this title, assuming, that would be a serious matter. What do they do? Would they revoke the degree granted to the individual or what? So it's good for the university to really look at every aspect of the university. For me personally, my whole take is the university shouldn't be why it is. That university has been the same way since we were over there. So I think I want to discuss the university and use it as a topic, and really call some of these administrators to come and say what is happening at university. University, but from the outside, there are a lot of things there is very dilapidated. So we don't think that's how it should be. I'm told the university the back buildings, the buildings that are in the back, I'm told they are very deplorable. So I don't know what we can use common paint to paint the university. I'm not talking about even the university. I'm teaching at the high school here. If you enter those classes, all of those classes get a whiteboard, right? So, and when you go in the auditorium alone, when I enter the auditorium and look back to Liberia, I'm wondering why it's happening at the University of Liberia. Now you can't talk this thing too much. People feel like you are going against people. You want to be constructive. People either come after you. Who has interest in anybody not having position? I don't care whether somebody appoint who, whatever. But when things are done wrongly, you speak up, not because in this party issue is also affecting the country. People who can speak truth to one government will not be the one to speak truth to another government. What's the country going? So when you can look at black and say anything, you say black was white. Joey you say black is black. Then Broker you come back to say, well, black is this. You're not moving, you're not helping the country. You're not helping the country. So all of these things, the other discussions should be, okay, how you call some of these people, and you people that are on the platform too. The way you discuss it matters. People take it more serious. Like, you can't put a partisan hat when you are a journalist. It doesn't have the society.
We can't
so
do
we
it.
hope that some of these discussion topics you guys are selecting, they will call the relevant people to come and provide some answers. When you're calling the relevant people, you'll call independent people. Let it balance the discussion so that you can know exactly why it is. Then you guys are serving as the host,
panelist,
not panelist, but the host per se. All right, you the one conducting the program, right? I don't know what it does. One person you have here. Is George Number a host or what?
George Moran host.
The panelist. So it's only Mr. Wright, right? Who's the host? I think Mr. Numo. I see what Alex and
Fred, the producer.
Alex, the
technical man.
Let me leave it that way. I just want to encourage everybody. But this is a fun show, and I appreciate everybody. I think you guys are doing. Alex is doing well. I mean, the piece of information putting it up. These are all some better way of giving the viewer an opportunity to see images. Yes, which is good. But again, thanks for calling me. I almost decided to cancel my visit because I'm not eating here no more. You have to pay a lot of. I
want a cross speech from you though. If you deny,
please control Mr. Numo, please, on this show.
We'll provide.
No,
next time you're hungry, we'll send food to you.
I know, right? I was sending through
I did try several times to control me. You can't do that. So
welcome.
Even Veteran Smith try. He can't do it. Maybe we'll leave it with Alex to try to control me.
Now before you leave, I wanted to find out, the lady had a press conference. I know we have the recording. Had a press conference. The lady in question, the Deuce. She had a press conference. She had a press conference to get her side, or I don't know, but that's interesting. I don't know whether I want to hear some of it, but
obviously she will do that. Even if it's any of us here, your name is in the public view as have condone an attitude that is not right. So she has a right to clear the air, and that wouldn't stop the faculty or the university from investigating though.
Well, Johnson, you know, my problem is the messenger, Martin Colley.
Okay.
When we are appointed Zaulo Nelson,
Mhm.
who majored in theology, Martin Colley, as a student leader, was the first to congratulate him. And then Martin Colley posted something about, I think the guy is Padmon, but a VP at United Methodist University. The same theology degree, PhD. And Colley said it was not academic degree. He was on Class Reloaded before the election. And I challenged him. And I told him, what he wrote about Nelson that was published in a perspective. And what he was now saying. And I reminded him.
Again, Mr. Noah, you see, in the kind of discussion, I wouldn't want to discuss Martin Colley's article in the face of the university. I think most of you have said it all. The faculty has a responsibility to do an investigation. The faculty is not going to rely on who wrote what article. Sometimes, if the article is so detailed and has basic information, convincing information, the investigation could reference it or could look at it. But I don't think any faculty investigation will be based on that. There are records, there are grades at the university. So if before you begin to do, you must have had maybe
Jensen, that is a different story. Now, to graduate from the law school, they do not have record. You have to prove. You have to present your grade sheets.
Mr. Number, I wouldn't want to say. I wouldn't want to accept that from you. No, Mr. Number.
I am telling you because one of my relatives graduated today.
From the law school?
From the law school.
And doesn't have grades?
No.
No, Mr. Number, that's not true.
No. They're asking the student to bring their grades.
Mr. Number, that can
record.
Mr. Number, that
I'm telling you.
This is the platform. This is a platform.
I can't call names here, but I'll call you and tell you what's going on.
Yeah, but what I want to say publicly, Mr. Number,
because the person, the relative I'm talking about, the relative.
But I said it's so good. I'm calling the person name, right? But this is what I was saying.
I'm not.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying in my closing comment. In academic activities, students do a whole lot of things. Students specifically. Some students, when they fail, they lie. Some students, when they fail, they create situation because it's like a shameful attitude. Some students, when they cannot be permitted to graduate, they go about saying a whole lot of stuff. So you and myself, if we're very serious for academic activities, we should be very careful in how we listen to this kind of information. Let me just say, my direction was going to Kenya. In fact, she went to Kenya, she needed the YS certificate. All right? And the YS certificate, we couldn't get it. And because we couldn't get it, I wanted to demand. The first thing I thought about, I felt that my daughter was not saying the truth to me. That my daughter now, but I started saying, look, what you saying, I don't believe that the WAEC will not give certificate out. She sent me her ID or the number, the chip number, whatever they have. She sent me it. And then I went on the website, checked, and she wasn't the only person. Up to today's date, the WIAC, I don't know how they call it. I don't know why they still call it or whatever they call it now. The certificate was an issue when I called. I don't know the registrar or somebody from the institution. You know what they told me? They want the people, the authorities, the school authority in Kenya to go online and verify whatever. I said no. The people have given us specific requirement for anyone attending the school. We went back and forth with others, but I said, but these are not correct. Your child, these students, they pay their WIAC fees, they pay for everything. There should be no reason why you can't issue a certificate. When we did WIAC, it never took any time we got our WIAC certificate. So what is wrong now? I'm saying all those things, bringing in my little daughter issue, is that people are doing a whole lot. Students, when they feel, they do a whole lot. So you and myself will do the investigation to stay on the right side and debate the issue. Now, the way you say it now, the university will not exist and we allow students to graduate without grades. If that is true, that's a fundamental issue that you and myself should even be challenging them beyond the platform.
I say, Jensen, I will send you, I will call you.
Well,
it's late now.
Mr. Nemo.
Tomorrow, give you information, give you phone numbers.
But if it's true, Mr. Nemo, what he's saying, we shouldn't discuss it because it's something will tarnish the image of the university to a point.
But why if that is the true story?
Get it true, Mr. Nobody can discuss it. That would be my mind. There's nothing wrong with discussing it, but we should have the facts.
Nothing wrong with discussing it.
Yeah, but we should have the facts and discuss it because then it's just like speculation.
Okay.
No, yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna go to my medication.
Before you
go, that another 30 minutes.
No. I just told you real quick. Do you guys know rather that former Representative Solomon George passed away today?
Oh, just hear me that.
I mean, send the video. I was sending the video in the chat myself. I just saw it. I'm shocked. It happened today. Let me send the video in the chat room so Ellis can put it up so we can watch it.
Was he having health issue?
Yeah, had a heart attack.
But no, but that now, heart attack, not a health issue. I mean, stress.
I think
there's not a thing that leads to heart attack.
I heard something today. When I came home, my wife was playing something.
Alex, play that video, please.
Her phone, and I said, "What going on? Who did I bring over there?" And she said, "No, Solomon George."
Yeah, man.
I said, "Who's Solomon George?" She said, "Representative." And I didn't question her anymore. No, I didn't know that the man passed away.
Yeah, after that, Sedisha was just playing games until.
But the show you want, the picture you want to pull. Have you done investigation to find whether that is true?
Oh, they want that in his district at his house.
Oh,
all the district dwellers gather around his house and they're crying and doing nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's shocking, man. It's shocking. Yeah.
Actually, Sedisha Almighty.
But you know why? And we saw that when people passes beyond, we look at the good, the bad, the ugly.
Alex, I'll mute that.
But
we are live from his resident here where district dwellers are gathered to sympathize the in tears this evening. They are in tears this evening here. I from the resident of the former lawmaker Solomon Claudia George, who passed away a few minutes ago. So keep sharing, keep following. As you can see, this is how the lawmaker resident is right now. Again, we are just joining this live pleasant evening where district number 7. I spent brief. We are live from the former lawmaker house representing Solomon Claudia George, who passed away a few minutes. Resident of the district has got a resident here. Simply in yes. So let's talk to one of the finest son of this district. Rufus, the district is bereaved. What can you say about this blow that hit the district early this evening?
For who was very important and hand to help in our beloved district. As you can see, the news shocked the entire district. People from different parts of the district are contributing to show their concern to the family of our fallen hero, the late Honorable Solomon Claudia George. So it's a big blow for our district. A very big blow. Honorable George was one of the men that was very friendly, open, down to earth, and he don't pick and choose when it comes to human beings. For example, even when you come to the political standpoint, Honorable George don't pick and choose. So we're always open to everyone in the district, whether you're from Party X or Party Y or Party B. When you come to him, he listens to you and he opens his door to you. If he can solve your problem, he solve your problem. If he not at that time, he talk to you very nicely. So you are down to help me. We'll miss him for that.
When was the last time you interacted with the late Honorable George?
Oh, just 2 days ago, I spoke with Honorable George. We all joked together. And he said, my man, we are here. Let's continue to do things together. And we laugh together. And I just took a stroke to go home. Just the evening to receive the shocking news that Honorable George had called him. It shocked us. It shocked us. We the 12 of this number 7.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, folks, we are still here. We are here talking to the district. So, that is it. That is confirmed.
All right. So let's pause the video, and then we'll get panelist view. We got 9 minutes to go.
Okay. Yeah. Resident of the district are here. Partisans from.
Okay.
Yeah. So run it to it real quick in the 9 minutes ago. Let's deal with you first, Mr. Nubo. I believe you and Anthony Jensen, y'all know Mr. George more than the veteran that I do. So let's start with the both of you. Mr. Nubo.
Well, we normally come out with euphemism when somebody is dead. But I believe this man was of the high sedition. Like some panelists on this board here. Who laughing?
You heard somebody laughing?
There's some panelists here. And I'm not rejoicing because he passed away. I'm saying it to make a point. He was a lawmaker, they needed to improve the health care sector of Liberia. We know some lawmakers were sent to India for treatment and they brought their coffins back. They brought them back in the coffins. So we, as Liberians, the Liberians, need to put pressure on these lawmakers here. Put pressure on Joe Boakai. Put pressure on the health ministry to improve our health care sector.
Okay.
I mean, we had Ebola. When America sent doctors, where they got the doctors from? From Cuba. So why we cannot go directly to Cuba? And we are dying. Our people are dying from preventable diseases. I rest my case.
Thank you. Honorable Johnson?
Well, may his soul rest in peace. Life, we all have one life. When it's taken away, it's gone for good. So when someone is falling, we sympathize with the bereaved family. So it is in the case of Representative George. I worked at the Capitol building for a long time before, moving on to other institutions. There's a fundamental issues when it comes to legislature. And most time people forget some of these things. And it's like when you're in the midst of these leaders and you're working, you see these things. Every time there is a change of government, legislators get affected. It's not just that. A whole lot goes on when these kinds of situations happen. So besides the sympathy, it's also good that we caution those who always feel like money is everything in life. It's good that we all get to realize that, look, one of these days will be gone. Every one of us. And the moment we realize that, we'll face Liberia.
Yep.
For generation. At my age, I wish my children, the next probably 1,000 or whatever years that will come, they will meet a better country. Meaning, now, while you're living, contribute towards fixing Liberia. Be honest. If God blesses you and you are one of the few selected to serve, do it honorably and move on. So when death comes, you go and rest. This word, we need to know Christ for ourselves. I mean, if there's any Muslim listen to me, I don't hate your religion. In short, we need to know God. There's life in us. Solomon George, he gone. Whatever happened on the other side is between he and his God. So this word is just what it is. If we become selfless, when I say selfless, I mean, look at your fellow human being, say, this person is sleeping in West Point and is sleeping almost literally outside. And I have opportunity to change society, let me change West Point. You may not have the money to spend, but your voice as to changing West Point can help West Point condition to change. Claratown, almost every slum community, the contribution of those who are living now in the house, they don't know what I'm speaking of. Solomon George, no matter what I say, I can sit there and criticize Solomon George. I can say whatever. It doesn't have anything to do with his life. Just talking for yourself and talking for those who are listening. So we need to speak to those who are living, current legislators, senators and representatives. Today is Solomon George. It could be me tomorrow, I was speaking. But I'm glad that you hear my voice. I want Liberia to be better so that when we all are gone, when we are real to ourselves, for me, the moment you're closing up with ages, don't think you're going to live forever. There's a certain age you reach in life, or you can tell yourself, what can my children be tomorrow when I'm gone? Sing that song so that when your life is gone out of you, you can rest and let generation pick it up.
Thank you.
Go through.
Thank you. Veteran Smith, you want to close up on this? Veteran Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. Sometimes we listen to others and then we come in. But, you know, when people passes away, you look at the good, bad, and the ugly. Or we celebrate their homegoing. But the finest part of a senator, a man, a woman, is when they can speak truth to power.
Right.
And I will remember him for standing true to power, where CDC did wrong, where Georgia did wrong. And if anybody can remember him, they will remember him for that, because most people would not speak truth to power, would not say when something wrong with their family. They would not say something wrong. At least from the outside, hearing him his last few days that he was with us, shaking hands to the opposition party or to the unity party, you don't find too many people will switch from one side of the aisle to the other side and say what we did was wrong. And when you do that, you have a lot of enemies. So I know a lot of people who were proud of him when he was CDC, hated him when he was saying the truth, what was wrong for his party, and he wanted his party to be better. And they were saying, oh, that man not run to Breca. But nothing wrong with giving a friendship with the ruling party and work along. When you're a sedition, most of the time you'll always be a sedition. But nothing wrong for him to work with the president on things to benefit. Maybe these were some of the things when he was representative he wanted to do, but he couldn't do it with all the working. And then, so he brought some of those things out. Some of those things out that some people had, they won't share. He brought it out. So I hope during his last few months or year after the CDC lost the election, and he was sharing some of the dark side of the party. And I hope that didn't do injustice to him, because that's the strength of a true leader. When you can say what is wrong with your party, a lot of people not brave enough to say what is wrong. So I will salute him, although he's no longer among us, but I can say when he was alive, he spoke truth to power, something that was wrong, and he stood the criticism, and he said he was going to challenge President Weah, and all of that, he said it. And for him to do that, I must commend him, because a lot of people don't have the guts to do that. And so for him being the inside, know all the inside detail of the party, and to come outside and speak to it, I must commend him. I hope others can do the same. If anything you would take away from his legacy, I would take that away from him. And then lastly, I was looking where they said his house. I was thinking that his house would be within West Point. That would be the only thing that I would see, because I saw a different part of where they said his house. I thought the house would be located within West Point, which he represents the people of West Point. So that would be the only side that I saw different from where you live and where you rule. but I would love to see him a house in West Point and see the real people in West Point, the struggle of everyday people, to see a house right there. That's the only question I wanted to ask when he said that's his house, people around. Is that West Point or where is that? That would be the only question.
I think West Point,
Thank you, Veteran Smith.
all those areas in one district.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, particularly if you go down, where you see the people gathering, if you go up that hill, you go down, I think either you make a right, you'll be going straight to West Point right there.
Yes.
It's not far from there. I've been around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think we can call it a night now. It's 8:04 and it's 1:04 a.m. there in Monrovia. The night is fast spent. Thanks to you all. Thanks to our Anthony Jensen. I mean, you are officially a panel on the show now. So
No. Tough talking.
Listen, I'm too busy. Even my own show, I don't want to. I mean, there's a whole stuff I'm doing right now. Once in a while, I will pop in, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that.
Appreciate it.
I mean, you did well today. We're all eating you. I must commend you.
That's 4 hours, and that's not.
That's right. That's good.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Mr. Duo will pay for it.
No, not about. Mr. Duo can pay for it. I mean, right now I get gas in my system.
I know.
Not just me, all of you guys. You see, I call it Alex, I'm sure you're hungry, right?
Alex is hungry.
Eddie was saying hungry. Eddie was saying hungry.
Let's get. Let me advise.
But if I'm hungry at this hour, don't find food. So I mean, I'm hungry until tomorrow morning.
Oh my god. See what Eddie's telling you? You know, these shows, you either break it down into parts. Because the listener themselves, the good thing you say, they may not listen to it. Somebody have 4 hours. That's long hours to push. The hours to work for money.
That's a part-time
My resolution
job.
for this year. Let me tell you now. My resolution for this year is to manage time.
Mute yourself, Alex.
Yes.
Yeah, so please, let's divide it. Let's divide the time. If you're having the show every day, then that's good. Then maybe go about 30 minutes, 1 hour. That'll be fine. My suggestion. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony Johnson, and thanks, Mr. Lugo. Thanks, Mr. Fred Veteran Smith. And thank you to our producer, Mr. Alex, the committee. Thank you so much. We'll see you back tomorrow morning. Good night to you all.
Good guy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Numo, you cooking pan butter?
Huh?